Hey, so we're gonna have to do this again because it says I'm not streaming to one of my streams. So we're gonna do a little bit of troubleshooting before we kick this thing off. All right. So bear with me. All right, I'm gonna put this over here. So apparently it says it's failed, but I am streaming to to my secondary channel. Hmm. Maybe. Oh, is this a rerun? Let me fix my hat here. All right. So hold on. Says it's failed, but I am streaming. Yeah, I just said that. All right. So this is wrong. Unless my other channel is not streaming. This is weird. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave this here. Keep that on mute. And we're gonna look at this other channel. Please bear with me. Huh. Go to my channel, and it says I'm streaming. Okay, so we're just gonna look at this as a hiccup. Hold on, wait a minute. It says I'm streaming. Okay, well, yeah. Okay, so we're just gonna look at this as a hiccup. I'm streaming to all locations. Let's get into the thick of it. Hey, William, good to see you. It says my stream is failed, but it hasn't. So I'm just gonna believe that okay, so we're just gonna look at this as a hiccup. Yeah, perfect. All right, so we're streaming every place. Let's just close this. It says it's failed, but Haps did a good job. Your last 2 days were bad. Today must have been a good day. Today was less bad. The insurance people told me the accident was my fault, which totally pissed me off. So I've been going back and forth with them all day, and at the end of the day, you feel bad about yelling at essentially a secretary in a giant pool of secretaries. So like me being mad at her it wasn't going to change anything, but it was not my fault. But they said, well, you backed into her. They drove in as I'm backing out, and I was in motion before they pulled past me, and I just nicked them. They should have been in the first place. Standing goes, I don't know, man. This fucking society. The more you try and do the right thing, the more it will cost you. And there's a fucking level to before it begins to get fucking you know angry mobs. And it's a nation, right? So the line isn't so thin that you can step over it, but that line is about a mile wide, and you keep eating away at it, and before you know it, you're past this point of no return, right? Average everyday people get run over and robbed on everything. And yeah, it'll be one too many. It'll be the straw that broke the camel's back, and then we'll see what happens. No, I'm not. I'm not that judicious. I'm quite frankly, I'm not that. Yeah, I can't do it. Two little old people. Now the problem is that I'm sure that lot is under surveillance, right? So if somebody does fucking, I'm not suing anybody, but and they were 80, and I just spoke to my mom today, who's 80. It's kind of like, man, I just fucking need a break. I need a win. I normally talk angrily to God. If nobody's gonna worship you if you don't fucking fix your shit, man. Like a little help, a little world peace, a little something, like early spring, do something. Just kind of like it's something I've always done, uh, just to keep God honest. But it's also just in my head talking to me like you need to get a hold of yourself and do the right thing. Try and have a sense of humor about it. And I'm trying to have a sense of humor about it. But when they told me it was my fault, I was like, man, But that was that. So I'm home. I'm trying to set this place up new for Monday. Uh, and I think I'm going to start streaming more to Twitch, which is going to be awesome. Because I've been doing this every day since June, right? And I've been messing with streaming for about 3 years. So we're going to try and sort of not be a YouTube streamer or a Twitch streamer, but be more interesting online. Now that I think I know I can do it. Uh, yeah, man. So it was not awesome, but I feel like when they told me it was my fault, I had the tinge of, man, this is like in the horror movie. You go, did you lock the door? It's one of those things because someone saying did you lock the door means someone didn't lock the door, right? So I'm going, yeah, it's fine. But I'm in my back of my head, I'm going, you know how litigious every fucking body is? Then I'd have to buy, get a $10,000 minimum lawyer to like, ugh. So it's ridiculous. It is what it is. I'm trying not to be. Here's the thing about me. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. I tell you what I think. If I like you, I like you. If I don't like you, I don't fuck with you, kind of thing. Um, and a long time ago, I started doing this because I think I read that stress and plaque and all this stuff, and you shouldn't keep your anger and you should get it out. So I have a really good way of getting it out, and I just talk about it, and I like to talk to people. My mom was telling me my father, who's notoriously uh, quiet, very anemic with words, he's told her that me and her should have been twins because all we do is chatter. And I guess that's the truth, all right? My mother will chat up anybody at any point. And we were like, Mom, why? We are waiting for you. Where were you? Oh, I met my girlfriend so and so from work and we were just, it's been 20 minutes. You know where? Oh, Jesus. And then we're trying to rebuke her. She'll see somebody else she knows. And then we got to take another 10 minutes for that. That's always been my mother. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah. But I'm just kind of like, oh, boy. So yeah, and I would look like an asshole suing two 80-year-olds. In the military town, he's probably a retired general. Everyone will just look at me and go, "Oh, you're disgusting." I didn't know he was a retired. If I knew, I wouldn't. But the insurance is going to take care of it. But at the same time, I'm just kind of like, man, I've never had an accident. No, that's not true. I had one accident, which is why I'm not police anymore. But I wasn't driving. Yeah, see, you know what's going to happen right here? This looks like people don't want to go to jail for 15 years. And like I said, they're not your friends, they're your coworkers. So they will absolutely give you up. This says failed. Oh man. Uh destination tags. Let's see it. Yeah. Okay, let's click that open again. Click this back here. Yeah, it's still it's still cranking along. I guess it's wrong. Well, okay, I guess we don't have to check it. Uh, it's a little behind, but that's good. So we'll just give it about that much time when we end the show. How's that? Whew. All right, let's get into it. So yeah, that Alec Baldwin thing. Hey, what's going on, Duck Dynasty? Princess Apricot. Um, yeah. So the day calmed down. Then the sun, like my week, it started raining this morning. It was real bad. There was car accidents, flood zones, all this kind of stuff. Uh, that's about 8:15, 8:20 this morning when I hit the road. Roundabout, I want to say Two, the sun came out, and it was one of those beautiful windy days that you see in like shipwreck movies, where you just see like horizon and blue sky and big fluffy clouds. It was that, and yeah, it was good. So I felt like today was a metaphor for my week. So my week slowly got, it came to a rainy mess, and then it slowly got better. Even though I heard I heard so I'm trying to like this stuff. Even though it got bad, and even though I heard bad news that the accident was my fault, which really wasn't my fault, but at the same time we just went through that. We won't go through it again. But sometimes, you take your lumps in this game, and sometimes you get the breaks, right? I did watch yesterday's game. I felt good that I got a chance to good lord, my days are beginning to blur. Was it yesterday's game? Yeah, the Packers and the Cardinals, right? Um, good game. Good game. I don't know what that last play was about, like most people, but it's a good game. And we're halfway through the season. And that's about right. So we give it 3 more weeks, and we'll know about when is the Thanksgiving game. Thanksgiving is in about 3 weeks. So we'll give about 3 weeks, and then we'll all have turkey together and watch the Cowboys play the Washington. No, no, no. They don't play they play the Indians, right? The Cowboys always play. Is it the Redskins? Yeah, it's the Redskins. The Cowboys always play the Redskins on Cowboys and Indians on Thanksgiving. Cowboys. Good lord, man, I'm tired. I've been up since about, I want to say 5:10. Redskins, but I'm not thinking Indians because the baseball team, they were in the newspaper yesterday about how the baseball team said the tomahawk. That's why I said in my head, the tomahawk chop uh wasn't, what was it? Like they're still gonna use it, but their rationale for using it was uh Cleveland Indians tomahawk chop. Good lord, that is a mess of a spelling. Braves Tomahawk Chop explained how chants started and how the effort to rid it of baseball 9 hours ago. Tomahawk Chop live in Atlanta now now it has the World Series spotlight. Dehumanizing and racist, native leaders decried the Braves Tomahawk Chop. Right? See, so they're going to this, about to say the Super Bowl. They're going to the World Series, and the world will see you doing this. And now the league is like, we're trying to sell some, like, you know what I mean? And we don't want to be the. So, yeah, there was someone explained it. What article was that? Tomahawk Chop Line. It wasn't the Post. It definitely wasn't the. Lives on in Atlanta now. It has the World Series spotlight. In the summer of 2020, the month that followed, many messages from sports team. When the World Series, I'm just sort of scanning this to find in late inning and key moments, fans yell a full war chant. Ooh, that chant. Ooh, while doing this, yeah, yeah, it's fucked up. And swinging the arms and enriching on the tomahawk chop at Truist Park. Hey, I'm about to become a Braves fan. Named your park after me. Which opened in 2017, a giant neon tomahawk beyond the center field fence slashes along with the crowd. Fans can dine at the Coors Light Stadium. Let's cut this on. Uh, come on, come on. What are you doing? There you go. Uh, but they asked the owner, and he had this, or not, maybe not the owner, but incredibly frustrating. Crystal Echo Hawk, CEO of Advocacy Group, but at the World Series spotlight on the franchise. The owner said something in like, God dang it. The Native Americans, the Eastern Brand Cherokee. We're going to really interview everybody. Uh-huh. The University of Michigan. Fans have attended the games in red face and headdresses. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. But it was a different time. But yeah, at this point, America is going to have no. It's just a matter of time. You said some people involved with decision making of the Atlanta team are going to look back and say, "Oh my God, the grandchildren of the owner today are going to say, boy, Grandpa was a racist. He didn't realize it, but he was a racist." I think it's just a matter of time. I think you're right. I mean, a lot of stuff that was giant movies about all this stuff in the 50s and 40s and 30s and 20s. You know, you watch it, it has to have a disclaimer, right? But there's a lot of that stuff, right? It's not all of it. Like the heroes in those movies are always like 40-year-old men, and the starlets are always 21 and 24 and 25. That's not realistic either, right? And they were always a damsel. That's sexist. So I mean, there's a lot of it. But so you can't wash away all of it, you know. I hate to sound like those guys who want to not take the statues down. First of all, they were traitors. They shouldn't get a statue. Uh, Secondly, you got a nice pedestal. Put pedestal there. Put someone that you like on it. The chop is racist. A fan holds a sign about the chop during game one of the World Series. The series that shifted to Atlanta game 3 scheduled Friday. Was Yeah, it's fucked up. But at the same time, look, listen, you should stop doing it. I would be pissed off if you showed up, if you had the New York homies and everybody went to the game in giant afros and painted their faces brown. I'd be pissed off. And I'm pretty sure it was named the something Asians or the Chinese or the Koreans or whatever. That group, would be mad. And you can just imagine what that, I mean, you know what it would look like because they used it in the World War II propaganda, right? So, I mean, we'd all just be mad going, what the fuck is that? So I'm on their side on this one. Even though it doesn't affect me personally, you got to be for the right thing. And the right thing is, I mean, I love the game. I love baseball. But this is one of those things where yeah, the Lions always play who though? Uh, this is one of those things where you got to side with the right and the future, essentially, and let this one die, right? I mean, I'm a Star Trek fan, and I love the idea that we get our shit together and then we go out into space, right? I love that idea. Um, and I think the first of that idea is getting our shit together. And although that shows about globally getting this shit together, I think every country will have to get its shit together. And we here in America has to do our part to get our shit together. And I think this might be one of those things, right? So let's say we could go to space in like 200 years. If we fix this, maybe we go 185, right? And if we fix that thing, maybe we can cut another 5 years off. And then we fix that. Then if we hit a groove, maybe we'll be an actual fucking colony on Mars that isn't as big as a prison cell, and an escape system to get them back home instead of fucking leaving them to die on Mars. Whoever came up with that and pitched it at that meeting, the chairman of NASA, who should have been like, "You're fired. I'm calling security to have you carried the fuck out of here." That's ridiculous. All right, I need a little of this. The Lions play right. There are 3 games, right? There's the noon game. There's a 4 game, 3 hours, right? So there's a noon to 3. There's a 3 to 6. Then there's an hour, like news event, and then like an hour lead up, a half hour lead up, and then the show starts. The premiere game that night, the main event game, let's call it, starts at I want to say 7:38. Ooh, cold. Oh, we should start this. Am I getting it wrong? Or am I thinking Super Bowl? Because Super Bowls go from 8 to like 11. This might be over by the time you can watch well no, that's on channel. ABC always plays the Ten Commandments on like Christmas, and I want to say Thanksgiving. But yeah, anyway, tomahawk chop. But I mean, that explanation was one that I was looking for. Braves tomahawk chop in the World Series spotlight. Hoffman Cleveland's getting rid of the Indians nickname, dehumanizing races. MLB explained why Atlanta Braves can keep name. Here, this might be it. Atlanta Braves can keep name tomahawk chop ahead of Game 1. Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred explained this. I think this is it. Explain why the Atlanta Braves will be allowed to keep their name and the tomahawk chop. After Cleveland announced earlier this year that they would change their name following the 2021 Major League Baseball season, many wondered if the Atlanta Braves would be next. But according to Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred, the league remains not only in full support of the Braves name, but the fans' tomahawk chop celebration. I think it's important to understand that we have 30 markets in the country, Manfred said, ahead of Game 1 of the World Series between the Braves and the Houston Astros on Tuesday night. According to Bob Nightingale of the USA Today, I should learn how to breathe when I read. I'll work on that. Not all are the same. The Braves have done a phenomenal job with the Native American community. See, the Redskins, the Native Americans love me kind of thing. All my friends are black kind of thing. See, so they've done a lot of work with them. The Native American community in the region is fully supportive of the Braves program. What does that have to do with it? Including the chop. For me, that kind of ends the story. Here's the thing. I'm for the Braves keeping their name because having the Braves, but if you're really going to do this, you should change. I would say the Braves is like the Vikings, right? They're not called the Caucasians; they're called the Vikings. They could have easily been called something else. So the Braves is sort of like a group within the Indian community. It's like having your football team called the Minutemen. You know what I mean? But to have it called the blacks or the whites or the Chinese or the Indians, I think is wrong. Boomer TV, what's good? So yeah, I think I could also make a case for the Braves keeping their name, but you know, but I also said that the Celtics should change their name because that name is racist. So maybe the Celtics sort of fall under. uh Well, the Celts are the Celtics, right? And they pronounce it weird. The Celtics, they can't. But maybe we should stop naming our group team names after other group sensitive. I don't know, man. This is a weird one. Some of these names, and it's been around forever, and I get that. But yeah, I don't know. Some of it seems to have to go. So yeah, I get the Indians going. I'm not a fan of the Braves going. The Vikings. Um, just start naming stuff after animals only, like the Timberwolves. The Giants have a weird name. There's no such thing as well, name yourself the Fairies, but that's not masculine enough, right? So you'll name yourself. Oh, actually, that's not true. The Ducks, right? The Mighty Ducks is a hockey team, right? So the Mighty Ducks. Yeah. Sweet Jesus. Ooh. So, but his rationale for keeping the name, I was just kind of like, all right. Let's look up Alec Baldwin. We're going to keep an eye on this because, man, we were right. And like I said, if she's got to talk, because if it's anybody, oh look, there he's out with his arm in a sling. All right, so this is how this is going to play out. The dead woman's husband and son are going to get a giant payout from the insurance carrier and the production company, which out because they're going to sue. The director is going to get a giant payout from the insurance company and the his this this is his production company. I've bought him production company, right? Um, The armorer. If I had to, I don't bet, but I like to play poker. Oh, I do love to play poker. I'm so bad at poker, but I really do like to play poker. Uh, if I had to bet, and I had, I would. If I had 10 chits to put in pot next to names, I would put six of them. I'm 60% sure that she's going to be convicted, and I would also put no chits anywhere near Alec Baldwin's name. Right? He's. I mean, it's not like they sat together and did this thing, right? So if I make the poison and then I put it on a tray, and then you take the tray to a table, and then you take the tray to the manager, and then the manager gives the tray of wine to the important muckety muck, whoever is here, and then they die. When the cops show up, he gave him the wine, and he's gonna go, well, I was given the wine by this guy who brought it from the kitchen. Right? And they're gonna you, and he's gonna go, I picked it up off the tray in the kitchen like I was supposed to. And then they're gonna go to the wine, what is his name? The soucier, right? Wines, saucier. What? Look, one is a sous chef, right? That's not what I'm thinking of. What wine? Is that all right? Sommelier, thank you. Right. So I'm gonna say you're the sommelier. You poured the wine. Why is there poison in it? Oh man, see, I use arsenic to clean my crystal glass collection, and I must have left it next to this glass of wine that I keep here. Maybe some of it was in there, and now that guy's dead. Oh well, no harm, no foul. I don't think it's going to play out like that. I think she is the likely person who's going to get arrested and go to jail for this. I will put the other four chits next to the director who shouldn't have been fucking with in the first place, right? Who shouldn't have handled the whole thing. But man, this is not the end of it. There are people, whoever shot that gun at that range has some questions to ask, right? They said 500 rounds, and we looked it up yesterday. That is a whole case, right? That's not just a box. And I wonder how many of those boxes come in a case. Probably 12. Well, I guess we can do the math, but I went to New York City Public High School, so the math is going to be bad. But how many of those boxes are in a case? Each there's 50. So it's 10 boxes, right? 50 bullets in a box and 500 rounds at the joint. So it's not like they were all spread out. They were yeah. I don't know why, and we said this earlier this week, last week, right? I don't know why there's live bullet. I get a gun because and blank. I don't know why there's a live bullet on set. There's never any reason for it. There wasn't for it now. So I think there'll likely be if more arrests. But they're going, well, we haven't ruled out who's gonna get arrested. That's just to keep everybody on their toes. And now she's talking. She better be talking with a lawyer. Alec Baldwin is doing the right thing. He's not saying anything. Um, and lawyers are scrambling to fix it, right? Two groups of lawyers, uh, actually three groups of lawyers: criminal lawyers who are going to throw charges at people, uh, the insurance lawyers who want to, the movie production insurance lawyers who want to put this thing to bed and pay as little for it as possible and mitigate their exposure, meaning like, and the company's lawyers rather who wants to mitigate their exposure, meaning that they were sloppy and lazy on set, right? So they're going to start trying to fend shit off, uh, cast blame elsewhere, and then there's the personal lawyers for um, Baldwin. His company's lawyer isn't going to be his personal lawyer because he may need to like get a criminal lawyer, right? So it's going to be that guy. It's going to be the assistant producer who handled the guy. He's going to need uh, likely a criminal lawyer, definitely a criminal lawyer, likely a civil lawyer because he's going to be sued, right? Alec Baldwin could sue him and the armorer, suing his own movie set, I guess, which those people sue their own insurance all the time. So yeah, this is just going to be a fucking this is Sparta of lawyers in like the court to decide this. Um, yeah, I think there's likely I don't know how many more people, but they said three people they wanted to talk to were on the call sheet but weren't uh at the set when the cops showed up after the shooting. So they left. So and they some people said they man, this whole thing is a bad scene. So I don't they haven't said if they caught up to him or spoke to him, but you know, they probably lawyered up immediately. Smart. Um, look, this is what I was taught. I don't fuck around with guns. Why are you hanging out shooting guns? But then again, I'm from a region where that's not a normal thing, and other people will have grown up. Man, we grew up in the woods of this place. We shot guns all the time, right? I'm not, you know, I'm just. But my whole mindset is, where has this gun been? you know, not my gun, and also I'm not good on drinking with guns because people get ridiculous, and yeah, I don't get it. But shooting guns, I get. I've shot guns. I like shooting guns. Guns are fun, but I normally do it at a range. I wouldn't do it so. Well, maybe that's the problem. Maybe I think it needs to be a little more regimented. Other people think they should be a bit more cavalier about it. But all I know is this one. ugh, It's 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 funny. No cameras, but it is a movie set. Isn't that amazing? If this was anywhere else, there'd be cameras everywhere. There'd be a ring phone cam looking at it. Uh, It's yeah. It's just it's a brutal thing. It's a brutal thing. Um, yeah, and they are looking at all people, but I think at the very minimum, they're gonna grab if they haven't grabbed, like I said, the three people who were not at the scene when this whole thing went down. Do we want to talk about Biden? I found out today. Look, here's the Democrats shooting themselves in the foot. Uh, let's talk about that for a second. All right, so the Democrats are gonna in a Democratic town, like I said, you don't have to charge Cuomo. I think Cuomo's a knucklehead and has been for like a very long time. But Letitia James is going like she's an attorney general. She wants to be governor, but she's charging him with a misdemeanor. It won't affect his law license. He'll still be a lawyer, but it's a way to make enemies that you don't need to make. Right? And now people are going to say she's running to be the first female, not the first, because Hochul is now the first female because Cuomo left. There's a lot of that going on in politics. Um, and she's trying to win, but she's making enemies as she do it. Cuomo still has allies, right? And she ran sort of with him at the top of the ticket, which is I think why she won. I don't know how strong she is upstate and to over near the uh like Albany and like there's a where the canal used to be, right? I don't know how I know her numbers in New York City proper will be good, but there's enough people in New York City proper, I think, to make her governor because it is one man, one vote, and the city has about 1 trillion people in it, whereas the outer places, you know, you can live on a 10-acre farm, 20-acre farm, and you know, so yeah, but. mm, I don't know. In a Democratic town, so we'll see. Um, it's going to be interesting to watch. Oh boy. Oh, the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. I was listening to something. I think it was NPR, and the guy was like, "Uh, we're going to approve it, and we're going to give smaller doses to children." I was like, "Yeah, I would hope so. It'd be smaller doses. Like children are smaller people. Like it, it was just like I don't know. I just thought it was weird." So this whole, I was gonna look up Brandon. I was trying to find it. Yep. See. All right. So with the latest payout, former Sheriff Joe Arpaio has cost Arizona taxpayers $100 million. Look, if you keep getting sued because your cops are bad, get rid of those cops. That's what I mean by those people being sort of like their own fiefdoms, and they begin to do whatever they want, right? And they put the system in place to protect themselves, keep them employed, and keep them away, keep justice away from them. And that's not what you want. And maybe if we fix that, as we said, we go to the moon. New York State Attorney General Letitia James announces run for governor. All right, let's read this in Reuters. Do we want to read this? I think it's interesting because it's my home state. I still follow the state news. Another Clintonite, quite frankly. So here's the thing about that. So she, AP, do we want Reuters? Where's Reuters? Here we go. So, so now you have the first female governor, not elected. Well, vice. I guess she was the vice governor, so I guess she was elected. She was a bomb on the ticket, but not leading the ticket. So now she gets to be the first governor. Um, What about the plan to get kids that were separated at the border 450,000 up to 1 million a family? That's bullshit. Is that a true thing? Because that's ridiculous. People keep just making other. We're gonna look that up too. So, so now you're gonna have these two women vying for this job. Yeah, she's 63. She don't got time to wait around for Hochul. I'm running for governor of New York because I have the experience. Ooh, ouch, ouch. I have the vision and the courage to take on the powerful on behalf of all New Yorkers. Tim Gregory, let's do this together. Let's do this together. Let's do this thing for me together, is what that should say. Letitia James, the New York State Attorney General, whose sexual harassment investigation led former Governor Andrew Cuomo's resignation, said in a Twitter message on Friday that she is intended to seek the stateside's office. Yep, a year out. That's how you're supposed to do it. I'm running for governor of New York because I have the experience, the vision, and the courage to take on the powerful on behalf of New York, as the Democrat wrote. James 63 is the first candidate to challenge fellow Democrat Kathy Hochul, the former lieutenant governor who replaced Cuomo to become the state's first woman governor when he stepped down in August. So she's only been governor for 60 days, not even. Hochul, also 63, a Buffalo native, has already announced her candidacy. She came out announced it almost immediately for a full 4-year stint as governor of the county's fourth most populous, as the country's fourth most populous state. When the remaining portion of the term she inherited from Cuomo expires at the end of 2022. Yeah, Letitia James has done a lot. She's got an impressive record. She was the New York City controller, which got her this gig. Super competent. She's also a Clintonite, though, and I don't like that. Um, Nothing from Hochul, though. I don't know anything about her because she's from Buffalo. Elected in 2018, James is the first term as Attorney General, an office from which some of her predecessors, including Cuomo, have stepped up to the governors, thanks in part to jurisdiction over high-profile legal cases in the country's financial capital. If James were to win the Democrat, we're reading it backwards, rather. If James were to win the Democratic nomination, going to defeat her Republican opponent, she would become the first Black female governor of any of the 50 states. What? That's impressive if she can pull this off. Hochul, Buffalo native, announced her candidacy. Other Democrats who may be planning to run include New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio. No, you couldn't even deal with the fucking police department, whose term expires at the end of this year, and who the New York Times reported earlier this month has told Associates he intended to challenge Hochul. Is James were to win, we just went through that. Elected 2018, James is in her first term as Attorney General and in office from which her predecessors, including, we just read that too, Cuomo stepped up to governor. This year alone, James joined a probe of former U.S. President Donald Trump namesake company that led to his indictment on tax fraud charges and asked the federal bankruptcy court to dissolve the National Rifle Association. So they indicted his company on tax fraud charges. I mean, this sounds like they indicted Donald Trump, which they did not do. This year alone, James joined a probe of U.S. President Donald Trump's namesake company that led to its indictment on tax fraud charges and asked the federal bankruptcy court to dissolve the NRA. This NRA thing is huge, but it alienates half the country. So she may get to be governor, but I don't think she'll get to be much more than that. She has also joined other state attorney generals in seeking tighter antitrust restrictions on big tech companies. Challenge. Yep. Her most prominent move in New York State political arena was her 168-page report on August 30th that found Cuomo unlawfully groped, kissed, or made suggestive comments to 11 women, many of them his aides in his office. Cuomo has denied touching anyone in Trojan and decried the report as unfair, even as he prepared to leave the governor's mansion after claiming that remaining in office would paralyze state government. His attorney, Rita Glavin, accused James of bias, claiming that her report purposely omits key evidence. James began her political career as a member of New York City Council from her native Brooklyn and was elected in 2013 as the city's public advocate, which serves as a watchdog over municipal agencies. Yeah, she did a good job. Um, who's planning to give these people money? U.S. in talks to pay hundreds of millions of families separated at the fucking border. I'm not even gonna read it. It doesn't make any sense. But this is the country. This is the country. It can't go on like this. So yeah, come get rich. People are dropping their kids off, randomly leaving them in places. All right. Wow. That's some cold water. Whew. 400. Yeah, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It just seems to be so much. Do I want to call it graft? What is up with this? Okay, there you go. Um, we're gonna check this again. We're gonna check it occasionally just to make sure we're all on. Why does this keep coming on? Yeah. All right. So what? We're still here. We're still good. So half an hour, not half an hour. It's 30 seconds behind. Uh, so yeah, I mean, everybody just gonna rush the border and either live here illegally or get 700,000 grand from the government. If that's the case, I'll rush the border. NYPD commissioner says vaccination rates are at 80% in the police department. Yeah, I would think so. Once you go, you're gonna lose your job. All of a sudden, people start doing it, and those 20% you lose their job. How are you, the cop, gonna infect somebody as you go and you refuse to wear a mask? And some of these people, you saw what they did with the guy at the subway station, right? Bully people, get threw him out the subway because he asked him to wear a mask. So I mean, yeah, it's this might be a really good way to get rid of the fucking knuckleheads. I'm beginning to get really tired of the ACLU. They take all the wrong courses. At this point, they look like they're working against they're working against common sense with that they at some time they remind me of Peter. You know what I mean? The very same thing. Yeah. Russ Armour attorney blamed producer for unsafe set. Oh, I want to hear what she said, Russ. First, I hope everyone is having a good Friday. Russ Armour has no idea where Live Brown came from and blamed Deadly Accident on cost cutting. Russ Armour and Hannah Gutierrez Reed blamed production for fatal shooting. All right. I want it from a decent. I mean, you take these cowgirl gun poses. It's just. I mean, I get it's make believe, but she went to a posh ski town. Wow, a lot of people are not covering this story. I'm surprised this is the first page, and it's like local, Bay News, Fox News, New York One, local, right? Then TMZ and the New York Post, and that's it. You think Reuters or somebody would have a? Well, I hate to freaking knock, but every now and then TMZ gets all the fat meat on some of these stories. It reminds me of like how the National Enquirer broke like 5 famous stories, one of which was like the presidential candidate going to meet his mistress at like a some weird thing, and it was just crazy. Let's see what she said. Yeah, these are the two. Can we look at her? Yeah, look at them. They look like badasses, right? Hollywood make believe. But at least he's not holding a gun. He's just on set. I mean, she's got she's got two a double holster and a rifle and a Winchester. Looks like a Winchester. Uh yeah. I'm surprised he's not wearing a cowboy hat. What kind of hat is she wearing anyway? The magic of knowing people. The head armor for Russ is pointing fingers and claiming the real culprit is the person who introduced live rounds on set. She says, unbeknownst to her, no, beknownst to you. Even if you didn't bring the rounds, you have to check the guns. The head armor for Russ is pointing fingers, claiming the real culprit is the person who introduced live rounds on set. She said, unbeknownst to her. The lawyer for Hannah Gutierrez Reed says, her lawyer said in a statement, Hannah is devastated and completely beside herself over the events that have transpired. Beside yourself doesn't mean what you think it means. I'm beside myself with worry. Let's look this up. Besides,
Beside oneself.
okay, really, I can't believe I actually clicked on how to pronounce that. Why is it? It's not one word. Uh, let's see. Overcome with worry or anger, distraught. She was beside herself with anguish. Huh. Let's read this again. Is devastated and completely beside herself over the events. She beside herself over the events. Yeah, I think I'm right. I think this is weirdly stated. The attorney go on to say, of course, I'm gonna grip myself that this I'm right and the thing is weirdly stated. Uh, I did see that. We're gonna read that. I did see that. I actually chuckled out loud when I heard that, which is rare. I thought, oh wow, they have a sense of humor. And then I was thinking, they never have a sense of humor. If they had released this on like April 1st, I'd be like, whoever's running that thing, man, they get it. A bullpen, the armbar, and my man Biz. Good to see you. Thank you for the kindness. Uh, I super appreciate it. Might help me pay for my Lambo. Uh, the attorney says Sarah safety is Hannah's number one priority on set. Ultimately, this set would never have been compromised if live rounds were not introduced. The set wouldn't have been compromised. That's like saying the quarantine would have been maintained had no one gotten the flu, right? Gotten the virus. It's a weirdly stated thing. The attorney goes on to say, "Saving Hannah is." Ooh, thanks, Biz. I totally, man, you are just lighting up the zone. Thank you. I totally appreciate it. Uh, we're gonna look up because Ted was telling me we're gonna look up. Yeah, this is legal spiegel stuff. Well, I mean, it just sounds like bullshit. We're gonna look up what were those people? Biden, not Barry's, Barney's. Hold on, I got it. I got it. Oh, I'm about to say, what is going on with my phone? All right, here we go. Right, this whole Brandon thing. What is going on with that? Let's go, Brandon memes taking over the internet. Brandon Brown. Brandon L. Brown is an American professional stock car racer. He can play for a time NASCAR. Oh, is this what this is? I guess not. Oh, what's Brandon? Let's go, Brandon meme. I guess it is. Let's go, Brandon meme has taken over the internet. Here's what it means. Sometimes at work, mistakes happen. Even to the best of us, we may slip up now and again. Typically, these mistakes are small issues that we can laugh off and move on from. But other times, it's just not that simple. When we work for the public or will be seen in the public eye, small errors can become viral memes. That's basically what happened in the case of Let's Go Brandon meme that has been making its way around the internet thanks to Twitter. But what does it actually mean? A small incident in an interview with a NASCAR driver has intersected with politics and brought new life to a chant about the president. When did this happen? Wait, what is the date of this article? There is no date on this article? Oh, here it is, October 7th. Okay, this is 3 weeks ago. Good Lord, this is 3 weeks ago? That's basically what happened in the case of Let's Go Brandon meme that has been making its way around the internet thanks to Twitter. But what does it actually mean? A small incident in an interview with a NASCAR driver intersected with politics and brought new life to the chant about the president. What does the Let's Go Brandon what does Let's Go Brandon mean? According to New York Know Your Meme, Let's Go Brandon is from an interview with NASCAR racer Brandon Brown and NBC that took place in October 2021. He just won NASCAR's Xfinity Series. In the background, the crowd could be heard chanting, "Fuck Joe Biden." Oh, I do know this. And that announcer said it's "Let's Go Brandon," right? Fuck Joe Biden. But in what might be an effort to remain professional, the interviewer Kelly Stavas said that the crowd was saying "Let's go Brandon." You're supposed to be a news person, not supposed to lie like that on camera where everybody can see you. Yeah. Response to anti Joe Biden chant is hilarious. Yeah, she looks like a robot. She looks like a. Do I want to be mean? She looks like a Stepford wife. Don't be mean. All right, she doesn't look like a Stepford wife, but American media has a certain kind of look. Let's go, Brandon. That's so good. All right. Do you know Christopher Walken checked? He should. That's smart. I didn't know that, but yeah. Uh, but I would say he's from a common sense era versus all these new hipster kids and their everybody gets a pony outlook on life. I mean, it worked for her this far, right? She's 23 and she's, you know, lead of a department, a dangerous department on a movie set. But there is, when it goes wrong, they will knock on your door and ask you what the drama is, brother. Brandon, you told me, hold on, let's go, Brandon. But in a effort to remain professional, the interview with Kelly Sarver said that the crowd was saying, "Let's go, Brandon." Brandon, you also told me, as you can hear the chants in the crowd, Kelly said before the camera pans to the audience in the video, you can clearly hear the audience say, "Fuck Joe Biden." Although Brandon doesn't seem to be paying any attention to them. As of now, neither Brandon nor Kelly has responded to the meme, and it's not clear whether she actually misheard the crowd or if she was trying to cover up what they were chanting. For a while now, people have been saying "fuck Joe Biden" as a form of protest against the 46th president of the U.S. Know Your Meme says this started to happen around August 2021. I have been saying "fuck Joe Biden" long before August 2021. Good Lord, I'm a pioneer, people. Have some respect. Um, since August 2021, really? What did Bruce Willis say? Welcome to the party, pal. That's the chant broke out at an NFL game, and Old Kick says, "Oh, I guess Old Kick is a sports outlet. What is this? Not outlet. Well, like media kick, Outkick. Fuck Joe Biden chants are taking over college football and spreading the baseball. Saying the chant are taking over college football and make the spread around baseball games as well. Let's Go Brandon is now a meme because the internet is the internet. Let's Go Brandon became a meme. It's been seen on a bunch of T-shirts and photograph. I might have to get me a T-shirt. Onto at least one picture of AOC's Tax the Rich dress from 2021 Met Gala. NBC reporter, wow. NBC reporter attempt desperate damage control as crowd chants fuck Joe Biden. What is this? Jewish deplorable. Uh, but the best memes are always on Twitter. There's Let's Go Brandon's plastered over images, Wheel of Fortune, Google search results, pictures of Donald Trump, and more. And it doesn't stop there. The chant has also taken place at all kinds of events across the country. No, the new hashtag Let's Go Brandon is being added onto videos that feature crowds saying "fuck Joe Biden." That's even somehow already a Let's Go Brandon billboard. There's a Let's Go Brandon billboard. That's it. Let's go, Brandon. Okay, first, Brandon, let's go to the barber and fix our haircut because that is ridiculous. Do you see this? All right, everybody, relax. He's a fine young man. Wow. All right. Oh, did I close the? Yeah, I did close the thingy. Wow, that is that is crazy. I mean, I remember hearing it and going, "Oh, okay. Wait, what?" Um, but then all of a sudden, Let's Go Brandon showed up like I want to say 3 or 4. There you go, 3 or 4 days ago. I was like, "What is this?" Know Your Meme. Oh, that's so good. All right. Um, no, let's pop open a few of these. Know Your Meme. Oh, good Lord, what is wrong with me? It's Friday. You know, I should, of all the days, I should have a cup of something. It's today, and I'm over here drinking ice water. I'm going to get a glass of something or other. Oh, mm, I need to fill that up. All right, so what are we doing here? We see, and Christopher Walken checked his guns. I mean, there are some old school actors, right? Some of these guys, I want to say, served in Vietnam. I don't know if Christopher Walken did. I know his family is not circus people, but performing people. But he was around in the 70s, so he could have went to right Vietnam. Who's the guy who directed uh, Platoon? He's a Vietnam vet, right? He's been an actor since 19, and he's been married since 19. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. IMDb. All right, this is what we wanted. Yeah, it doesn't say he has any military service. Career 1950s and 60s. Get out of here. As a child, Walken appeared on screen as an extra in numerous anthology series and variety shows during the golden age of television. I didn't know that. After appearing in sketches with Martin and Lewis, huh, and the Colgate comedy, Walken decided to become an actor. He landed a regular role in 1952's television show The Wonderful John Acton, playing the part of Kevin Acton. During this time, he was credited as Ronnie Walken. Over the next 2 years, he appeared frequently on television. Yeah, he wouldn't give that up to go to the war. Wait, hold it. Walken won an Academy Award for this. Yeah, so he was old enough to be, but he didn't. Hey, I actually once worked in a Paul Mazursky movie. Uh, Chris Walken. Yeah, good job. Oops, sorry. He was also on the boat when Natalie Wood went overboard, though. So, and a lot of people believe that. Let's look at some of these memes. A lot of people believe that uh, he sort of kept his mouth shut about what happened. All right, here we go. Images. Let's go. That's. I'm sorry. That's there's there's a there's a video of Biden at the podium. He coughs. He walks down and shakes like 9 people's hand. Oh, let's go, Brandon. Made in the USA. Let's go, Brandon. Oh my gosh. Let's go, Brandon. There's a rap. We can't even play it, but let's go, Brandon is so hot right now. Yeah, I'm telling you, this is it. Once you get into a spiral of people happily hating you, you rarely recover from that. That's like your plane losing altitude. You rarely recover from it. Something bad has to happen to you, right? Or people has to have always liked you before, then you fell on hard times and you came back. I mean, people weren't in love with Joe Biden before. So I'm thinking about like Ronald Reagan, right? Uh let's look up Reagan because I want to say Iran Contra, and then after that he got shot, but I don't think it was before that. And then that gave him, excuse me, woo, woo, excuse me, that gave him good ratings, right? After this thing happened to him. So let's look up when what happened. Military marriage, early political career, cha presidency, assassination, prayer in schools, and moment of silence. Assassination attempt. Oh no, so it happened early. 84 presidential campaign, right? So I think that, like, you shoot a president, the majority of people, I hate to say it, but they were like, "What the fuck," right? And he didn't die, so then it was like people. He got more love from like the. I remember this, like from the energy of the people, and I think since that they forgave him a lot of shit. Iran Contra was the last years of his presidency. Yeah. All right. So still, impeach Biden. Let's see this. How the anti-Biden song "Let's Go Brandon" became a shadow smash hit. Impeach Biden, make America, make America America again. Make America America again. Bryson Gray, a self-described Christian conservative rapper, was leaving Scottsdale in his RAV4 Thursday, getting ready to make a 24-hour drive back from a string of shows in Arizona to his home in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. A flight halfway across the country was not an option. Gray has not gotten vaccinated against COVID and refuses to wear a mask. 20 months into the pandemic. Wow. Okay. He sounds interesting to me. Let's pop this up and do this thing. First off, please, we're gonna swap this over here. Give me 30 seconds. I want to pour water in here and get not 30 seconds. Give me 90 seconds. How's that? Ooh-wee, that took longer than I wanted it to. How long was I gone? Oh, about a minute and a half, just like I said. All right, so let's read this article. I got water, I got whiskey, and I've got wit. So let's do this thing. All right, so first of all, let's get a good look at this self described rapper. God bless him. Self-described conservative rapper. No chunk jewelry, right? Looks humble enough, not covered in tats. Just a dude rapping. I like it. A conservative Christian rapper. I wonder what that even sounds like. All right. Let's do this thing. Bryson Gray, a self-described Christian conservative rapper, was leaving Scott. Okay, so we read this. He can't fly. 24-hour drive from a string of shows. So you drive for 8 hours, you sleep in your car, you drive for another 8 hours, you sleep in your car. What did you drive? Look, I like to drive. I think my limit is about, it used to be like 9 hours. I would get tired. Not like, I begin to get tired around the 7 hour mark. And now it's like, I begin to get tired of driving at around 5 hours as I get older. And that's just under the amount of time it takes for me to get back to the city. Up until the pandemic, I used to drive to the city almost a lot, like every few months, I guess. Uh, but yeah, this might have broken my addiction to New York. A flight halfway across the country was not an option. Gray has not gotten vaccinated against COVID and refuses to wear a mask 20 months into the pandemic. Once you comply, the more control they have, he explains. Grandson of a Black Panther, the Trump supporting rapper featured on a song called No Vaccine, has paid for sticking to his skepticism. What about his skepticism? What about sticking to his principles? What about that? Sticking to his skepticism. Who wrote this shit? Matt Steeb. Let's get a look at Mr. Steeb. Is this Mr. Steeb? No. No picture? No picture of Mr. Steeb? All right, that's fine. Sticking to his skepticism. All right, that's fine. No vaccine has paid for sticking to his skepticism. Let's make this bigger because I want to make sure you guys can read this up here. Once you comply, they have control. They have control anyway, whether you comply or not. You will comply. The grandson of a Black Panther, the Trump supporting rapper featured on a song called No Vaccine, has paid for sticking to his skepticism. It takes us multiple days to do one show, he said, of driving. I missed out on probably $50,000 to $60,000 on shows this year. But Gray has made up some of that lost revenue in an unexpected way, capitalized on a meme that has circulated in conservative radio media over the past month called Let's Go Brandon. The phrase, as cryptic as it is meaning, is blunt. Fuck Joe Biden. Yeah, let's go Brandon. But I'm not one of these guys. I don't like to say the N word. I say nigger, but I rarely say it. So instead of going fuck Joe Biden, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, what you just go stop being a fucking. Just say fuck Joe Biden. Stop being. What's the word I'm looking for? There's something sleazy and dishonest and not being able to stand up and say what you when you play these games. It's too clever by half, quite frankly. But yeah, that's what NASCAR fans were chanting at Talladega Speedway on October 2nd when NBC reporter Kelly Stavas was trying to interview driver Brandon Brown about his first place finish. Stavas dutifully tried to interview the first time winner when she said on the other fans were chanting, "Let's go, Brandon." She knew she was lying. Conservative circles online found Stavas' correction to be really funny. Although always down to make money off of an arcane inside joke, merchants promptly circulate T-shirts and masks with the phrase, as Republicans from South Carolina and Florida reference the cutout insult on the House floor. Forever in pursuit of new lows. The Trump campaign is even selling Let's Go Brandon merch. Everyone's selling Let's Go Brandon merch. And you have some arrogance because every time I turn my TV on, corporate media is selling me someone's CD or movie or something. So just calm down with your high horsedness. Your high horsedness. What in the world? The Trump campaign is even selling Let's Go Brandon merch. Then came the music. Several different rappers have released completely separate songs called Let's Go Brandon, hoping to siphon some attention, hoping to siphon some attention from the viral trend. Really? Do you think so you think this whole thing is just for everybody to make money off this slogan, Let's Go Brandon? Nobody can have a philosophy behind this? This writer is all right. Um Of the main three, Loza Alexander got there first with a quick pro Trump track that sound pro Trump, okay, that sound vaguely like childish Gambino sweatpants for Giashi Blow. When one's owned a lifted pickup with Trump depicted as a rainbow on one side and Trump with the stimulus checks painted on the other, followed up with a country rap version. What the okay? What the fuck is country rap? Oh my god, there's a bunch of people who do country rap. Oh, this is gonna be awesome. Oh, oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm loopy. Uh, I thought it was a thing they were trying to get started with that black rapper who had that cowboy song, which I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, turns out there's an underground for it. Oh wow, okay, that is fucking ridiculous. Who owns a lifted pickup truck, country rap version, which he invited Gray to jump on. Gray says he declined because he did not want to join in on the trend. As a devout non denominational Christian, a devout non denominational Christian. A devout non denominational Christian. What the fuck is that? Is that even a thing? Let's look. Oh man, I hate when people do this to me. Okay, devout. We know what that means. Devout. Thank you. Devout.
Devout.
Having shown deep religious feeling or commitment. Right? Okay. What does non-denominational mean? Right?
Non-denominational.
Wait, wow, a dude. That's the first time that's happened. All right. Open or accepting to people of any Christian denomination. Right. Okay, so you are completely devout in accepting everybody. That's not how devout works. You're devout because you follow strict rules of something. You can't be a devout non-denominational Christian. I don't even know. Ooh, did I close it? Dang it. No, I didn't close it. Whew, that was close. All right, but we let the country rap open. Devout non-denominational. Oh my God, that's just all right. Because he was a devout non-denominational Christian who has been celibate for a decade. He also did not want to go back on track that involved swearing. He didn't also to get on a track that involved swearing. He said he was going to pass on the fad until the black conservative preacher, who is also selling Let's Go Brandon bucket hats and aprons, convinced him to do it in a more creative way without using profanity. Wow, so he even took a shot at his reverend. I don't like this writer at all. He sounds like he's a Clintonite. There's a lot of them. See it my way. You're in my party, but you have to see it my way. And I don't really care what you want. Remember, they just gutted this bill, Little Nas X, which is just, he is just ridiculous. I can't even listen to his music anymore. All right, so wow, he's just really snotty to like this guy's whole flow. The result was once again a song. Once again, you did this. You could have left this out. The result once again a song called "Let's Go Brandon." Its video begins with a quote from the Revolution with the word "the" spelled wrong. Are you what kind of story is this? This yeah, the New York liberal, how the anti-Biden song "Let's Go Brandy" became a shadow smash. So he probably got him on Skype and interviewed him that way without ever leaving his Brooklyn brownstone or his swanky Manhattan digs or whatever the case may be. And uh, Democrats ridicule you if you're a black Republican. They openly ridicule you. So they don't care about what you believe. They care about you being fucking in line and doing what they want. I mean, this is where Hillary fucked up. It really is, right? She began to get blatantly arrogant about her standing and disrespectful to people who supported her, and the whole thing began to come undone with a pause in between for Obama, right? But even if he didn't run against her and pull all these black, if it was somebody else, people was considerably done with her. And she cleared the field of people because she wanted an easy win and she thought Trump was it. Woo! Oh, excuse me. Lord, spitting all over the keyboards. Oh my goodness. And I spoke to my mother today. My mother keeps track of everybody in the family. She said we lost 16 relatives to COVID. I only knew of 3. I'm like, geez. Ugh, 16 people. Good Lord. What? Here you go. So we're gonna go back to where we were. Who is also selling Let's Go Brandon teacher, his black conservative preacher, who is also, first of all, most preachers are conservative, right? Most black people are spiritually, socially conservative. Uh, no, that's not true. They're Look. Let me explain. I said this before. We black people are very religious, right? And I can explain to you why if you care to know why. But we're also very free. We do our own thing. Everybody likes our music and the way we dance. People may complain about our dress, but everybody's drawn to us because our energy is fucking magnetic. How did it get this way? I don't know. I don't know. No other group of black people have it. It's not like people are going crazy about blacks in Australia or England, right? There's just something about us here and how we express ourselves through pain and music, but we've always been close to God while we also went to pool halls and fucked with prostitutes and twerked and sell, right? We had to come up with our own small system for a system that didn't want us. And why are we all religious? I'm still fairly religious. Why? Think of what the slaves had to put up with. They had to believe in something, right? There was a ton of chaos and mayhem, selling people's families and killing people because they were uppity, right? You had to believe in something. So all of us, even all those people are more religious than I think now, maybe less so, right? But it is what it is. And as you get older, you become more religious. I remember as a kid, my mother going. My mother has always been a churchgoer, and impressed upon all of her children to go to church. And me and my sister, we pray before we eat. We're out in a restaurant. We all get together. We hold hands and we say grace. It's how we get down, right? Nobody gives Jewish people shit about being religious, right? But you can like look down. You know that this black conservative preacher. No one calls any Jewish people conservative Jewish people, right? You're a preacher. You're conservative. What preacher is for twerking and drinking and carousing? That would be a very liberal-minded preacher. So this guy has a bag full of snide comments to slip into his what 800-page essay to make it 1,000 words, 800-word essay to make it 1,000 pages. Ice Cube's missing out on $9 million movie role because he won't get vexed. Yeah, here's the thing about look. They say that the hardest thing to make is your first million. He's been around forever. He probably won't even miss 9 million. And you don't ever touch the money anyway. You touch the interest, right? So you live like a ball off your 9 million. Someone once told me the interest on $1 million is $50,000, right? So if you have 9 million times, that's 9 times 50, 9, 8, 20, 30, 45. That's $450,000 of just kick around money without touching any principal if you don't buy the house, right? So, but you're not going to burn through all of that in a year anyway. So, you might have made this deal if you've been around your first year and your first big payday was 500, and then I made 2,000, and then you get the running, and they're like, oh, last year I made enough to like just be a professional actor, singer, whatever. I made 75,000, right? And because now I'm a professional actor, and then someone comes along and goes, hey, we'll give you $9 million to do this. You're obviously going to jump at it. But if you've made $100 million in other places, you can pass on the money. There was a story today that Will Smith passed on $29 million to do Elf 2. And I was like, remember when you were trying out for shit and you were just trying to get the role on Saturday Night Live, hoping to be on TV for that Saturday Night Live money, which I think is like minimum $5,000 a week, right? As a cast player, it's like 100. It's no more than 100 grand. It's something like whatever the SAG after minimum is. I think on television at the principal, it's like $5,000 a week. To start, right? It's like if you play in the NFL and you never get to play because you're like third tier on an NFL team, you're gonna make minimum $250,000 a year, right? It's that kind of thing. And if you step out there and you're super great, and people are, oh, he's about to get the big money with the contract. He came out of nowhere. Who is that guy who just ran 700 yards in the last 2 games, and now he's MVP of this? And then they're gonna look to lock you down and pay you, right? You stand out. So that's it. I mean, again, this mean shit is unnecessary. It's pissing me off. It really is. Why can't I be a Republican? Why can't I be black? Why can't I be a conservative Christian? Why is that bad? But they don't take shots at all these other religious people who stand against stuff, like the Jewish people, right? Who they have a couple of sects who don't want to get vaxxed. And with all these giant parties in New York, I'm looking at you, Hasidim. But you don't say mean things about them. People are so used to taking shots at us. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I could see passing on 9 million if you were super soused in cash and lived in places with giant pools, and people could not wait to get you to their party and pay you a giant sum to do it. And I can see you passing, but I don't see me passing on that, right? I'm going to give you this deal. Because for us, it's a once in a lifetime thing. For them, it's like a fucking weekly deal. You'll make $9 million if you do this movie, and after that, you'll make $8 million if you do that movie, and then you'll do some albums, and that's this year. 13 projects, 1 a month. That's more than 1 a month, man. I don't even know, right? You shoot 3 movies this year, and it takes about 6 weeks to shoot a movie. And then you get paid $20 million. So you do 3 of those a year. 1, 2 will come out next year. 1 will come out after CGI the year after that. And then you can chill a year and still keep your name in the flow. Oh, so-and-so's got a movie. Then you get off from poolside, and then you go talk to whoever on Today's Show or the Fox show. Oh, my movie is called My Ashtray is Empty and I Need a Beer. Yeah, it's about a man whose ashtray is empty, so he's got to get cigarettes. And he also needs a beer, so he buys beer. Oh, wow. Thank you very much for coming through. Wow. What a great saying. This is Truest Armor with his great. So please come see it. And, or if you're a singer, hey, so what's your new single called? Yeah, my new single, I wrote it about my mom when she spanked me because I wouldn't take out the trash. And I call it, Mom, please don't spank me because I didn't take out the trash. Oh, wow. That album will be out. What is it? It drops, like we used to say 80 years ago. Now everybody keeps saying it. It drops Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever. My favorite is when people show up on these shows and got nothing to, oh, so we're here with so and so. What you in New York for? Hey, well, it's spring and New York is beautiful and we're out here. Oh, wow, that's great. You're wonderful. And I was thinking about my mom and breast cancer, and they always show up with the disease after they had it. So if you see an actor on TV talking about breast cancer or spina bifida or the March of Dimes or anything else, you can bet either they had the cancer or a kid that they just had it or something like that, right? And that's it. I mean, it's the game. And I know this because I've watched TV my whole life, and so have you, right? The news is generally selling you something, and when it's not selling you something, it's at a commercial where they're selling you something. Wow, this is still running. All right, so we're over here with 7 minutes to go. We have been streaming for an hour and a half, an hour 28 minutes. Yeah, this story is pissing me off. I don't even know if I want to finish it, but I want to hear these songs. The Black conservative preacher who is also selling Let's Go Brandon bucket hats. First of all, you know how fucking cool a bucket hat is? In high school, I lived in bucket hats. Lived in them. Everyone else had, when fitteds became the thing, had these nice tight fitteds, and I was running around here in bucket hats. Uh, because even though you're like everyone, you don't need to be exactly like everyone. Aprons. Why do you need an apron? Barbecue one, I guess. Convinced to do it in a more creative way without using profanity. So you're going to ridicule the black preacher who told him to do his music without using profanity. Yeah, both of them are crackpots. Meanwhile, let's go over here and talk to Jay-Z, who's a billionaire, who we all love, who always talks about shooting people and doing drugs and not doing drugs, selling drugs to like people. Let's talk to him because, oh my God, he knows Obama. you know, just report the story and try and stay away from like the cultural criticism of the people. The result was once again a song called "Let's Go Brandon." He is such a snide fucker. He really is. It's a video. I should just read this and not give commentary every other sentence, right? I apologize, everyone. I'm going to try and do that, but I don't think I can because that's not me. The result was once again a song called "Let's Go Brandon." It's a video. Oh, there's a video. Begins with the quote from Revelation with the word "the" spelled wrong, leading into Gray rapping about the planned pandemic. The planned pandemic and how he doesn't need a plane. I just hit the road. The song also contains lines like Biden said the jab stops the spread. It was lies. The video was taken off until it was taken. The video was taken off until it was taken off of YouTube due to medical misinformation. So you quoted the song, a rap song, but you didn't give the full line. You just picked out lines from it. You gave no context. You didn't even give what the line rhymed with. Yeah. I'm trying to think of an example. Like if someone said he hates ladies, right? And I quoted one of his songs because he hates ladies, and it said, "I hate that bitch. I hope she dies in a ditch." Those things at least rhyme. You go, "Oh, he said bitch in ditch." I totally get that. But this is just one line hanging out there. So maybe the next line wasn't so bad, but I'm still sort of curious to know what the rhyming line was, and you're not going to know. He raps about how he doesn't need a plane, he just hits the road. The song also contains lines like Biden said the jab won't spread. It was lies. The video was taken off to YouTube pulled it. This is not well written. In hindsight, that's probably helped, he said, after the song was removed from YouTube. It rose to the top of the iTunes charts, knocking Adele from the #1 spot as five unrelated versions of Let's Go Brandon wound their way to the top 100. To complete the cycle, Gray appeared on the radio show of Glenn Beck, who cites the song as an example of how the left is losing its grip on the culture war. Really? One song, and there is no culture war because you say there's a culture, you make up your own war. You always need to hate somebody to gin up this money. And this is what the Republican Party does, right? With this old boy, it's still an old boy apparatus that they do it with. They want to sell you fear and anger at some group so they can rule. And it used to be black people. Now that's not in fashion, but still black people. But they still use the same thing, just erase black people and put in whatever midgets, women, Italians, immigrants, whatever. They just hate it. They hate everything. So that's why they can't be trusted. It doesn't seem to be sincere uh, dislike of an adversary's plan. It just seems to be perpetual animosity and money. This may be overstated. For Forgiato Blow, who also made the iTunes charts with his latest Go brand, his name is Forgiato, acknowledges that the people don't buy music anymore, while the iTunes chart represent listeners who have actually brought songs for $1.29 each. It does not account for the much larger population streaming on platforms like Spotify and Apple Music, where household names like Adele and Drake are still dominating the charts. But he sees the proliferation of Let's Go Brandon tracks as a positive thing for the movement. What movement? As different artists get the message out, trying to red pill people. A positive thing for the movement as different artists trying to get the message out. Hashtag trying to red pill people. Who said trying to red pill people? Why is it in quotes? For Giotto Blow featuring Roger Stone. Good Lord. Ugh. Blow is probably the most prolific voice making what he called pro-American music, patriotic music. The grandson of the founder of one of the largest classified ad magazines in the country, Auto Trader, the rapper has Richie Rich tattooed on his right cheek and named his first right-leaning song Silver Spoon. He has not had the same trouble as his collaborator Bryson Gray in getting around the country. During COVID, I flew private, he says, of his travel to some shows during the pandemic. Oh, so this guy is the son of a super rich guy. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Um, as a stranger to the virtues of not wanting to swear, I was curious why Blow, who says shit and fuck all the time, did not just come out with a track called Fuck Joe Biden. The template was already there during the 2016 primary. YG and Nipsey Hussle had fucked Donald Trump. Blow had fucked Donald Trump. Blow said that he was actually coming out with a family-friendly version hours after we spoke through the expletive-free Let's Go Brandon slide, released Thursday night. Does say, wait, released Thursday night. So what is a Let's Go Brandon slide? It does say fuck Joe Biden. He also wanted to put YG's song in perspective. That's the biggest song of his career, he said. What does that say about what he's done? The representative for YG did not respond to requests for comment. He had several Billboard charting songs since the Trump diss track. Yeah, unlike other rappers, yeah, this looks like bullshit. All right, we're gonna stop here. Um, I think the writing of it was snide and ridiculous. So we are in our Friday, and we are sipping our sip and talking our shit, and that's the way that's going today. Ooh, wow. So right on time. This ends that. We've been streaming for an hour and 30 minutes. Let's go, Brandon. That's so good. So yeah, people are blaming the producer. It doesn't seem to make any difference. Wow. Really, the nations are all look. Nobody. This is just more talk. Nobody's going to do anything about climate change. All these tiny little countries are going to face disaster. All these larger countries are going to face incidents of no. The small countries are going to face absolute disaster, like the Maldives and Micronesia, right? Where some of these islands are just going to disappear. And then bigger places with more money and more land mass will face their cataclysm for some and really bad disasters for others. And I think that's what's going to happen. Biden just says what everybody wants him to say. COVID has killed 5 million people and the pandemic is far from over. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. I think we got through a year, but that's just me. And I'm not a professional. And it's just my stupid opinion as a person. Why is team sanctioned racism? Here's your problem. Everybody cares about calling somebody racist and talking about racism and pointing their finger, but nobody wants to fix and structure racism where it actually lies. Right? All these people talking about black representation so they can get screenwriting jobs and acting jobs. Your representation kick does not help the movement, as I learned what the movement was. Right? It doesn't help everybody. And then these other people are talking about uh, give money to like historical black colleges. Yeah, that's giving money to colleges, and some of the people who go to that school will benefit. What about the people who don't, like black people who didn't go to historical black colleges, right? Who may be in school in Montana or Maine, right? Or Mexico, not Mexico, New Mexico, right? I mean, it's all fluff and bullshit. And they think they're clever. And I'm sitting over here like this, looking at them like, nothing you say ever makes anything better because it's always self-serving and it's always uh, gr- grand pronouncements of helping one small group. So yeah, at least the free community college would have helped everybody, right? That was something everybody needed. I could learn to be a better gardener, but it is what it is. Wow. So yeah, I guess that is it. There is not much else in the news to talk about. Lorne Michaels has revealed who he thinks is one of the best NL cast members. See, yeah, he's been sitting in that job for 30 years too. You might want to watch his history. Bodies of Arkansas woman and daughter missing since 1998, reportedly found in the water. Yeah, some of these cars go missing, man. Virginia governor race shows how dumb post-Trump election will be. Oh, really? This ought to be good. Let's see if we can Business Insider. Let's see if we can find it. Everybody's smug. There was a commercial I was driving around. It was like, vote, Terry McCullough, vote straight Democrat down the ticket. I was like, why would you say that? Because you got nothing else. All right, man. Good night, William. Yeah, I feel a little sloppy and sleepy. I wonder. Ooh, we went there. Well, you know what? We're gonna stop that. Stop it. All right, we're gonna give this. You know, we're gonna give an additional 15 minutes, and then we're gonna slide out of here. I want to read this last story. Uh, about the Virginia's governor's race because I really do think this is going to be a bellwether. Missing out on $9 million. That's a lot of dough, baby. I respect it though. All right, Virginia governor's race shows how dumb post-Trump election will be. Yeah, let's see what we got. All right, you're not gonna let me read it. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want to read your stupid Nico. One was 18 hours ago. Well, did I just hit the same thing twice? The Virginia governor's race is shaping up as a test of the state's democratic strength. October 13th. Good Lord, this was a week and 3 days ago. Former Governor Terry McCullough once wrestled a 280-pound alligator to secure a $15,000 campaign donation for President Jimmy Carter in 1980's reelection campaign. Uh, really? In 2009, the former Democratic National Committee chairman ran unsuccessfully for his party's gubernatorial nomination, but came back to win the nomination and the governorship. Wait, he ran for the nomination didn't get it, somehow then got it, and then went on a what? Chairman ran unsuccessfully for his party's gubernatorial. Okay, I got to see how that played out. In the son of Deeds wins Democratic nomination in Virginia. R. Craig Deeds in long state legislation from rural Bath County won a stunning come from behind victory. What is this? What is this Deeds stuff? County, Virginia, Danbury's, Moore, Terry. Deeds beat Brian Moran and Terry McAuliffe in every region of the state, including the vote-rich Northern Virginia, despite a pro-gun stance and relatively conservative position. He didn't take out, but these a quiet, unpolished lawmaker who refused to attack or engage his rival from which race show that often that appeared to resonate with voters. Okay. Okay, so what happened? He won, and then what happened? Moron for an spent the McAuliffe unexpected jump from natural politics into governor's race shook up the Congress. Moran shifted to the left, touted his support of gay rights and opposite to oil drilling, began steadily attacking McAuliffe as a business deal and lack of investment in Virginia politics. McAuliffe, 52, this was a while ago, lived in McLean, but is just known as Natural Singh, campaigned as Richmond. They worked with to push for. Okay, this is weird. How did Terry McAuliffe become governor if he was freaking losing to a guy named Deeds? Am I even going to look up Terry McAuliffe's governor's history? Because that sounds weird to me. No, we're not going to look up. Where's Wikipedia? Thank you, Wikipedia. All right, hold on. Relationship with Clintons. Don't even get me started. Post governor of Virginia. On November 8th, McAuliffe emailed supporters tenure of his intention to run for governor. Twitter. In his email, he stated, August 20th, McAuliffe became the Democratic nominee as he ran unopposed. What? Wait. Hold it. Wait a minute. I'm not even, oh my God, my head hurts. So let's read this again. National Committee Chairman ran unsuccessfully for his party's gubernatorial nomination. Unsuccessfully, but came back to win the nomination. How can you run unsuccessful? That means it's over, but then come back after it's over to win it. And then the White House, and then the governorship 4 years later. During 4 years later, during this time in the executive mansion from 2014. Hold on, wait a minute. But came back to win the nomination and the governorship 4 years later. This is a shitty sentence. It says three things, but he came back to win the nomination and the governorship 4 years later. So you're saying he unsuccessfully put party's nomination, but came back to win 4 years later. This should be here. This whole thing is fuckery. All right, who wrote this? Oh, dude, man, you're giving us all a bad name. Election. All right, hold on. It doesn't tell us anything about the writer at the bottom of the article. All right, you know what? I'm sorry. Where is he? I gotta know. I have to know. John L. Dorman is a senior political reporter at Insider. He reports on a range of national political issues with a focus on election and voter trends. Ugh. All right. Yeah. That's a bad sentence. During his time in executive management from 2014 to 2018, McAuliffe faced a solidly conservative GOP legislation that was resistant to many of his legislative proposals. However, as a long-term Democratic power broker seeks to win his old job back in the November general election, he faces a test unlike any that he's encountered in the past, with his race serving as a barometer of the current political alignment of Old Dominion, which is what we call Virginia. Yeah. Democrats have been ascending in the state for over a decade now, with key wins that include former President Barack Obama, 2008 through 2012, victory Ralph Northam in 2017, gubernatorial victory, against former Republican National Committee Chairman Ed Gillespie. The party taking full control. See, Ed Gillespie tried to do what McAuliffe did, right? He was a Republican National Committee Chairman, but he couldn't become governor here. Legislature after 2019 election, after the 2019 election, and now President Joe Biden's double-digit triumph against then President Donald Trump last fall. Republicans who in recent have nominated a string of candidates that struggle with ever-growing suburban vote have not won a state race in Virginia since 2009. But this year, Chief Delegate nominated Glenn Youngkin, a former private equity, nope, not voting for you, executive, first-time political candidate who has so far been able to speak to conservative issues in ways that unite. There is a commercial running here that says so-and-so is in favor of abortions at the 9th month. His radical agenda, and I'm like, this is how they make people crazy. No one gets aborted in the 9th month, you idiots. Nobody. How can you put that lie on television? And I saw the same commercial for two different people from the same person. They just swapped out the images. How can you lie like that? That's why the country is a shit show. You shouldn't be able to lie in elections. I want to say you shouldn't be able to lie on American Airways, but fine. Lie about your product. It grows hair. It makes your boobs softer or you're taller or whatever. But when it comes to elections and the evening news, they should not be allowed to lie to you, and they lie to you freely with impunity. All right. The importance of the suburban vote. That is a weird angle. Why would you use this picture? Oh, because it's got the. But you could have waited till he left. How he left? It's got the peanuts. It's got the state capitol on it. Monticello. Oh yeah. Okay. I get it. Latinos for Youngin. Youngin for governor. This is how it starts, and in 10 years, you're fucking president. I mean, Clinton's got a ton of these pictures when he was governor. And then all of a sudden, bam. McCullough have been unable to cast Youngin as an unacceptable to swing voters. Former Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli addressed the rally. The conservative vote in the state remains influential. Yeah. Virginia Democratic. Yeah, all right. I can't even with my even canning. All right. We might clip this sooner rather than later, just because. I mean, come on, guys. Some of this is sad. Is it going to be a bellwether? If he loses, yeah. Green Bay Packers lose T.E. Robinson. Okay. Torn ACL. Everybody's always getting hurt every football game. That's it, man. Science of being a redhead. Is there a science to that? That is it. All right. Joe Biden supports falls as verbal models alarm U.S. voters. So the voters don't like that Joe Biden is mealy mouth. A distracted U.S. and an ambivalent Iran may spell. Well, let's see what happens. Come on, but I got all day. Here you go. Oh. What just happened? Oh, I see what I did. All right. I guess we're not reading it. Get out of there. There were several stories, but the president's decline is alarming. Biden trapped in coronavirus malaise. Democrats are ringing alarm bells and coming to the simplest of conclusion: it's a pandemic, stupid. No, it's not. He's ill-equipped to do this, and he's in Europe, and they're going to eat his fucking lunch. It shouldn't be allowed to happen. Don't take advantage of old people. It's just cruel. He shouldn't be president. We're all at risk in this state that he's in. We really are. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, there's nothing else to say but, ooh, what is this? Yeah. There's nothing else to say but aloha. No, wait. Sayonara. No, wait. All right, anyway. We'll see you tomorrow, 7:30. 7:30, excuse me, 6:30. We are here every day, um, doing our thing. And we hope that you come through and spend a little time with us. Whew. It has been a long day for me. But like the song says, written by George Harrison, here comes the sun. It's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Oh. All right. So I want to thank all of you for coming through. I know your time is valuable and you could have spent it with anyone in the world, and you chose to spend a little bit of it with me. And I want to thank you for that. I wish that you like and subscribe. I'm your man, Truest Armor. Uh, Sorry, I wasn't on the screen. I'm your man, Truest Armor. I hope you like and subscribe and come on through. We're here every day, talking politics and throwing stones. So, where can I even put this? Let's put that here. I'm gonna forget that I tossed that there. Hoo-wee, what a nice evening it is. I think I'm gonna go and watch a Netflix movie or a Hulu movie and act like nothing is wrong in the world. I need a break. Uh, I suggest you get at your weekend. Get at it. Get at it. Have some fun. Make some memories. Get them kids up early and go fishing if you have to. Hey, Snow Bunny. Good to see you. Thanks for joining the chat. Thank you for helping me out yesterday. You were super helpful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, I hope you're gonna. I hope you're having a good Friday, and I hope you're gonna have a good weekend, and I hope everyone is gonna have a balling ass Halloween. I don't know how that transpires, but I hope it's gonna be good. Uh, you're so awesome. I hope it's gonna be good. Please like and subscribe, and like I said, we're here every day, 6:30 Monday through Saturday, and Sunday we're here at 7:30 a.m. for the Sunday session. Get your coffee, come on through. It counts as church. As long as you spend 10 minutes with us, that's the rule. Uh, to spend 10 minutes with us, have some coffee, wish us well, we'll wish you well. And it's counts as church and cleanses your soul for 2 weeks. Got it on good authority that works. And who's gonna say I don't have it on good authority? Who's gonna say that? Nobody. That's who's gonna say that. So yeah, come on through. It's all good. We will see you in the next one. And the next one is tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. Come get some. Enjoy your weekend. And happy Halloween. Have a good scare. God, I love kids dressing up in the whole bit. Try to have some fun, man. It's Halloween, right? You know, because we're going into Thanksgiving in 3 weeks. That's going to be awesome too. Yeah, like I said, that's going to be awesome too. So this is about the season where you try and get some good fun energy up for Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. Uh, so yeah, it's gonna be good. Just keep that in your head and watch how good it gets. All right, we will see you in the next one. And like I just said, the next one is tomorrow. Like and subscribe. True Armor here on Haps Root Streamer. True S Armor on YouTube. Go over there and like and subscribe. I need a couple of more because my birthday's coming up and you'll be helping me out. And go to my Twitch channel and like me there just to mess with the algorithm. Karma Armor on Twitch. And we will see you in the next one. Have a good evening. Peace.